from Tampa Bay's #1 news station. This is Good Day Tampa Bay.
And coming up next, attorney Dale Appell is chatting live with us on air. The holiday weekend is a dangerous time on the roads. We're talking DUIs and safe holiday celebrations. That's when we come back.
We all know you don't have to travel far to be at risk of a car accident, and that's especially the case on holiday weekends like the 4th of July. A couple of years back, Insure.com crunched numbers from the National Highway Transportation Safety Board, and the 4th of July beat out New Year's as one of the top holidays for fatal crashes. And get this, according to the stats, 39% of the deadly crashes on the 4th involved a drunk driver. Sad statistics, but it's the truth. And for more on this, let's talk to our Ask a Lawyer panel, and attorney Dale Appell is here. Good morning, Dale.
Good morning, Jen.
So you represent the victims.
Yes, I'm a personal injury attorney representing victims.
How disruptive are these accidents?
They're extraordinarily disruptive, not just on July 4th weekend if they occur on the weekend, but also for many years afterwards. Because you got to remember, it's not just the victim, but it's all the family, the husband, the wife, the children, the parents, the brothers, the sisters, the cousins, the uncles. And it's not just because of the loss of a loved one, but it's also because it happened as a result of somebody drinking too much on a holiday weekend. And that brings a lot more anguish and a lot more anger.
And we're talking, you know, deadly, serious injury accidents. Lives are lost, but also a lot of money is lost, too. I mean, isn't that right? Tens of thousands of dollars to spend on attorney fees?
Well, certainly. I mean, there's not just the attorney's fees for the person who is caught driving intoxicated. The attorney's fees are part of it because they're going to want to try and to perhaps defend themselves. But there's all kinds of fines. The state of Florida has instituted all kinds of costs and charges. And, of course, there's the towing fees. And then your insurance rates, they're going to go up a heck of a lot. Insurance companies don't want to be insuring drunk drivers. And so it's something that's going to be very, very costly. In fact, there's been statistics that as much as $10,000 is for a first offense if you're caught drunk driving. That doesn't necessarily include the attorney's fees that you're going to be spending in defending.
Dale, what kind of risk are we taking when we get behind the wheel?
Well, you know, you mentioned that it's surprising that there's more deaths from accidents Thanksgiving and July 4th and even New Year's, and it's very, very surprising. And one of the reasons for that is that on New Year's, people expect other people are going to be drinking a lot, so they tend to stay home. On July 4th, Thanksgiving, they're out and about with their families. They don't expect other people to be drinking. So, you know, one of the things to do, of course, is to get home earlier after the fireworks are over, because later on in the evening and the early hours is when a lot of these very deadly drunk driving accidents occur. And also, if you are somebody who is drinking, you know, part of the problem with drinking is that you lose good judgment. So it's important that when you go out on July 4th to remember, you're only going to have 1 or 2 drinks, and then you're going to take a while before you go home. There's a lot of opportunity to make calls to safety people that will drive you home for free and then get your car the next day, or friends that will take you home. But it happens that we have a lot of deaths in Florida, and especially in Hillsborough and Tampa Bay, and it's important to take all those kinds of precautions to stay safe.
Yeah, designate a sober driver for the day. There's always AAA. They have the tow-to-go program. You just call them up. They'll tow your car home and you home for absolutely free. So there are a lot of options for people out there. But despite that, the statistics, they're maddening. Labor Day, 400 drunk driving deaths. Thanksgiving, more than 430. Why does this keep happening?
I think people aren't paying attention. You know, there's a lot of effort on the part of the state of Florida to make people aware that if you drive drunk, there's going to be consequences. We've talked about the cost. Actually, driving drunk can result in a felony conviction and prison time. But despite all of those efforts on the part of a lot of different agencies in the state of Florida to let people know that they shouldn't be driving drunk, it still happens. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that when people start drinking, they lose their good judgment. So before they go out, what they really should do is put one of those numbers that you mentioned, for example, AAA, in your cell phone. And that way you can call up and immediately and say, you know something, I have a couple of drinks, my judgment is impaired, let me go ahead and get home safely, not destroy the lives of families who are trying to enjoy July 4th holiday. And I think if you do that, if people will go out on July 4th and have a great time, but be aware of this problem, that we'll have less deadly accidents in July 4th in the future.
And, you know, a cab ride, a couple, $20 is going to cost a lot less than the couple $1,000s for a DUI.
Then it's absolutely true.
Thank you so much, Dale.
You're welcome.
And have a safe and happy holiday to you, too.
You too.